All right, so welcome to Black Present History in the Making, a series presented by the Black Foxes to highlight remarkable Black individuals who are making their own history in the present. As the Black Foxes, our sole mission is to create our own narrative. And so instead of talking about the past for Black History Month, we're going to be highlighting the present and expressing gratitude to those who are currently making history today. I am Shequaya Bailey. My pronouns are she, her. And today I'm joined by Teresa Tucker, the president of Still on Ice.
Hi, Shequaya. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining. So, just a brief preface, I've actually got a chance to interface or come across Teresa Tucker and Still on Ice, thanks to a connection from Kathy Mell. Just to give a little bit of background, I had actually never heard of Still on Ice until I happened to be at their house some years ago, and I saw that they had ski pictures on the wall, and I said, "Oh my God, you guys ski?" And I just was like so baffled. And her husband was like, "Yeah, I've been skiing for decades." So when I had the opportunity to highlight someone who's actually been doing something in the community, just through their own enjoyment, I thought of Still on Ice and Teresa Tucker and her group. So, would you be able to give us a little bit of background as to how did you guys come up with the name?
Well, Still on Ice was started in 1988, and the name came up because we're the still town, and skiing in the east, you tend to run into some ice more often than you would out west. So it seemed like a catchy name, Still on Ice.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So, did you start the club?
No, I did not start the club. The club was started by a founder, Gene Jeter. He was skiing out at Seven Springs and ran into some African American skiers in the early 80s from Detroit. And they told him about National Brotherhood of Skiers. And the National Brotherhood of Skiers is a collection of ski clubs across the United States. And they have an annual ski convention every year. And so Gene rounded up some friends, Rodney Jones, Robert Edison, Chip Boykins, June Wormsley. They went to a ski convention called the Summit with the MBS and thought, hey, Pittsburgh should have its own ski club and we should participate. And so the club was founded in 1988, and we do participate with the National Brotherhood of Skiers. There's about 52 ski clubs across the United States, and the UK as well.
Oh, wow.
So the National Brotherhood of Skiers brings together African Americans to enjoy winter sports as well as to develop youth talent in winter sports. So the annual summit is a fundraiser for youth racing and winter development and outreach.
Oh, wow, that's really beautiful. That's amazing. How many conventions have you been to as a part of since you've been a part of the club?
Oh, I've never counted them. I used to go every single year.
Oh, wow.
Not as much lately as I used to, but I've probably been to, oh gosh, I'd say 20 or more.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, the conventions are usually out west at major ski resorts like Vail, Aspen, Breckenridge, Keystone. They've been held in Canada. We've been to Whistler. We've been to Banff. We went to Austria once. That was a whole lot of fun leaving the country. They had a convention in Lake Placid, New York,
Mhm.
but Westerners found the conditions to be a little bit challenging. It's a little colder and icier east than it is out west. So the conventions tend to be out west. And those conventions involve all the clubs coming together Racing is optional. There's skiing, there's parties, there's gospel fest, there's comedy shows,
Oh,
there
wow.
are movie premieres. It's just a lot of fun. And
Wow.
if you go every year, you meet people from different cities, and it feels more like a homecoming. And it's always fun to catch up with fellow skiers and get out and have some fun out in the beautiful mountains.
That's amazing. So how long is that? This sounds like a whole week thing. Is
Yeah, it's a week thing. It runs from Saturday to Saturday.
Oh,
It starts
wow.
off with the parade where clubs wear their club ski wear.
Was it a parade?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Through usually the heart of the town that you're staying in. Clubs bring their banners, they wear their ski club jackets, and it ends up like a happy hour at the end. But it's a lot of fun. It's very social. Club presidents meet and talk about programmatic things and planning for the future. But most people are there on a more social um, purpose, and it's a lot of fun.
Wow. That is that is absolutely amazing. Like I didn't even know that was in exist. I mean, until last year, I didn't even know about the National Brotherhood of Cyclists and that how big that convention and that get together was. That is amazing. It's stunning. So, how did you even come to find like the ski club yourself?
Well, I actually had learned to ski after college and was telling a friend about it and that friend who was not a skier told me about the ski club. And I had no idea. So friend of a friend of a friend sort of connected me. And it's been really great. I've met some of the nicest people. We've been friends for years, and it's something I really enjoy.
Wow, that's really amazing. Would you be able to share maybe your first ski experience?
Well, my first ski experience was shortly after college. A friend invited me to join her and a group of people who were going to Killington, Vermont. And I had never skied before and thought it would be fun, though thought it would be cold. So I had to make sure I had the coat, the hat, the gloves, the ski pants, and everything. And so we went up and met up in Killington, and we stayed in this rather large house with a lot of bedrooms. And there was about 16 people total. And so I met new people, and we had a lot of fun. And I took lessons at Killington, Vermont, and they had a really good ski school at that time where there was a long run, a series of dips, and you'd go over a dip and do a skill, do over a dip and do a skill, do over a dip and do a skill until you sort of learned how to turn and slow yourself down and stop when you needed to. And, I think the second day they take you up on a lift and you're skiing. So it was a lot of fun. I had no idea I'd pick it up that quickly. And I had no idea it would be that much fun. Killington is cold, so it's good that you dress properly for it. But it's just really nice to be out in the wintertime and have something to do and to be social and interact with other people. And so that sort of got me hooked.
Oh, okay. I guess what do you love most about skiing? Just like what kept you going with it?
Well, what I love most about skiing is that it makes winter go faster. Because if you're planning weekends to go ski, you just sort of run out of weekends. It becomes March and it gets warm, and you're thinking, can I get one more ski trip in? So it really does accelerate winter. And once again, it's meeting the people that really makes it great. And usually, ski trips start in about December, and you have limited weekends to get away and do this. And next thing you know, it's March, and you start thinking about the next year. So it really does accelerate winter and make the snow make sense.
So I guess as a someone who's never skied like me, what would be your I guess first advice just getting started?
Well, first advice would be make sure you wear a warm jacket. And if you could get some inexpensive ski pants from like Burlington or something like that, that would be good. You can get away with a pair of jeans, but it's always better that you have something water resistant and you stay warm. And take a lesson. There's safety concerns because you have these long skis on and it's a little awkward to navigate until you do it for a while. And lessons are very helpful. They teach you the basics and they teach you about safety. And you're with a group of people who's trying it out for the first time as well. And it's a lot of fun to do it with people that are in the same boat as you.
And do all ski resorts have lessons for beginners?
Yes, all ski resorts usually have lessons for beginners. They call it never evers, where it could be at a reduced price sometimes, and maybe even at a ski learning area rather than out on a rather large mountain, which could be intimidating. The instructors are certified because they want to make sure that you're safe, and the instructors are teaching the standard methods in a very safe way as well. And so a lesson is really a good way to start.
Oh, okay. And I guess as a person who, like, maybe I come and I don't have all the gear, can you what sort of things can you rent at a ski place? Do you have to come with most of the things?
Well, in most Eastern resorts, you can rent the skis, of course, the skis, the boots, the helmet, and the poles. Some of the Western resorts, you can even rent the clothes. And I don't think that happens very often out this way. But yeah, so the gear is available for rent. Some people buy their own gear. Once you start to ski a lot, it's helpful to have gear that is fitted to you and gives you a more predictable performance. But usually you can rent the gear and you pay for a lift ticket and you pay for a lesson and away you go.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. So I guess how would a beginner reach out to a ski club? Like, what's the best way forward? If they're just kind of like, hey, I want to go ski, and should they just go straight to a ski resort and check it out, or should they reach out to a ski club like Still on Ice to get
it's really great to connect with a ski club, to meet people, and because there's a big social aspect to skiing. If you may want to race or do moguls or something, and that is something you don't really do in a group. But meeting up with a ski club group does make the event more fun. They can give you more tips. Maybe somebody can ski with you after your lesson so that you could try out your skills. But you can go to any resort to learn how to ski. And the closest resort in Pittsburgh, it's not exactly a resort, but Boyce Park Ski Area, they offer ski lessons and they do have rentals. But reach out to a club if you're a social person and you want to mingle with people who like to ski. That's a great way to go. Still on Ice has a website. It's stillonice.com. Please look us up. We love to get more people out there. We love to share winter sports with people who are looking to try it out. So just reach out. People are very friendly, very helpful, and we're always glad to meet new people.
That's awesome. I guess when you're looking for new people, speaking to the National Brotherhood of Skiers.
Yes. NBS.org.
NBS.org. So how, for the youth component, does Still on Ice reach out to, how do you connect with youth at all in Pittsburgh, and how do you go about doing that? Start?
Yeah, all the NBS clubs are different. Still on Ice, we tend to cater to people who bring their children, or skiers who bring their goddaughters and sons or neighbors. We don't have a big youth component because we want to be able to spend time with the skiers as they come in, and we're a smaller club. Some of the other clubs are rather large and they have big contingencies and they take busloads of kids skiing. Boston Ski has a really outstanding ski program where they've partnered with a mountain and they go, I think, just about every weekend. So all ski clubs are different, and each youth component varies from club to club. But as kids develop, if a kid is really outstanding, there are opportunities to go to a ski academy and really focus in on skiing. If you think you want to go to the Olympics or be on the U.S. ski team, there are ski academies, and the NBS does support youth skiers that way.
Oh, wow. So Ski Academy, can you tell us a little more about that?
Well, the one that I'm most familiar with is called Birth Academy, I believe. And it is a school where they have academics as well as ski training. Like if you, it would be like a boarding school with skiing. But there's several schools in the larger ski areas where they offer the academics as well as heavy ski training and development components.
Okay. And I guess how would or do you guys what sort of member benefits does Still on Ice offer for their members?
Well, benefits of being with a ski club is, of course, hanging out with skiers who are fun people, of course. There are group discounts if we have enough people to ski on a designated day. We could possibly have a lift ticket for an event. The club plans activities. We try to plan something every month. Social events like not just skiing, but bike riding, bowling, golfing. We try to keep an active calendar of various things to do. Annual cookout is always a lot of fun as well. We do have a newsletter to keep you up to date on what we're doing and what our future plans are. We do send out news blasts, and we do meet up monthly to plan and come up with what we're doing for future events as well. So there are a lot of activities that go on, not just skiing.
That's awesome. Is there a membership fee?
Yeah, Still on Ice has individual membership, which is $45 for the year. And if you renew every year promptly, the dues go down to $35. But if you go to our website, stillonice.com, there is a link for membership that describes the different packages that are available. There's also a connect link on our page that can give you our email address and our phone number. So feel free to reach out. And there are also links to the NBS, but you can go to nbs.org if you're looking for ski clubs in other cities. Most major cities have clubs as well. It's surprising to find there's ski clubs in Miami, New Orleans,
Wow.
Atlanta. So not just Colorado. There are people who travel quite a bit just to go skiing.
Okay. But can you share maybe one of your most memorable ski experiences?
Well, one of my most memorable ski experiences was going to Austria with Still on Ice and meeting up with the National Brotherhood of Skiers. It was a long trip to get there, but traveling with friends made it a lot of fun. We flew into Amsterdam and got a chance to do a little sightseeing there before continuing on to Austria. And we stayed in lodges where we got a chance to really interact. Sometimes when you go on a ski trip, you stay in a condo and you're sort of focused on just the people in the condo. But with everybody being in a lodge, you meet up in the lobby and you go to dinner together. And it was just a way to bond and get to know everybody very well. There was a lot of sightseeing. We did travel to various locations in Switzerland and Germany and do some sightseeing as well. So it was a really memorable trip and it's really unusual type of event because normally it's just in a ski resort and you go there and there are lots of things to do there, but touring Europe a bit was just a great experience.
I guess, and so when you're traveling for a ski trip, what is what are the sort of luggage constraints at that time? Like, what does that look like?
That is bad these days because once upon a time, you could check two bags when you skied. I mean, when you traveled, and your skis go in one bag and your boots go in another bag, but they count that as one item, and then you had your clothing in a separate bag, and now they charge you for your luggage. So, so that's a bit disappointing. But if you fly on Southwest, you can still check two bags. But if you fly on Delta, United, then you do pay quite a bit to take bags with you.
Okay. So I guess if you're gonna like, do you think it's worthwhile when you're traveling, especially as far as like overseas, is it worthwhile to bring your skis with you, or is it better to rent? Like, how do you decide?
Well, it depends on the type of skier you are,
Hmm.
because you can get your boots custom fitted for you. You get skis that really suit your style of skiing. You get poles that are fitted, custom for your height, and you get used to using that equipment, and you prefer to use that equipment when you travel. But rental equipment can become or can is different grades of equipment available from the basics to the higher tech equipment. So you can rent very nice equipment, but if you're used to your own skis, you may want to bring them. It's the cost of transporting your skis versus renting your skis. It
Hmm.
still adds up, and it's just a preference that you have to decide.
Okay, that's really interesting. I guess for and can you describe like what's the ski lodge experience? That seems to be, you said that's a big aspect of the ski life and the culture. What is that about? And can you kind of give us a day in the life of what that lodge experience is like?
Sure, sure. When you go to a ski event, and you pick out the type of lodging that you want, it could be anything from a hotel room to a studio condo with a kitchen to a large condo with lots of bedrooms and a kitchen,
Hmm.
or what they call a lodge, where it's more like a hotel room, but on the lower level, it could be a bed and breakfast. It serves breakfast, or it could serve you could they could serve dinner, and so there are different types of lodging you can choose from on trips, and a lot of times people rent larger condos and get multiple people to go to bring the cost down, and
Hmm.
then you plan dinners in your condo, and you can go out to dinner because there's usually nice restaurants at a ski resort.
Hmm.
So there are lots of ways to socialize within your condo or have people come over and have a party. That's always nice. If you register for the NBS events, they have parties and happy hours that are planned that you can attend as well. So there's lots of ways to interact and have fun.
Okay, and I guess in terms of a dynamic year that we've had and are continuing to have, how has that impacted Still on Ice? And have you guys been able to ski at all?
Well, some people are still skiing, but COVID has slowed a lot of people down. Ski resorts are open. Occasionally they have been closed, but they are open. Most of them are open now. They limit the number of people who can ski. Usually you have to book your lift ticket in advance, pay for your ticket online in advance, because they really want to control the number of people that come out, and they want to eliminate interactions like paying for tickets. So Still on Ice, we have a calendar of events planned, but not a whole lot of ski activity. And when you go to social media, you do see that other skiers are getting out and about. You have to wear a face mask when you enter the property, and if you want to rent your skis, or um, if you're um, in a building, you need to wear a mask. When you get on a ski lift, they ask you wear a mask. They don't require you to wear a mask while you're skiing down the hill. But when you get to the bottom and you're getting in line to get on a lift again, you should put your mask on. So there are a lot of precautions being taken to reduce the spread of COVID-19. And so it does make skiing a little less impromptu than it normally would be. For Pittsburghers, we get a snow, you may just want to go skiing, but you need to go online, make a reservation, make sure you can get a lift ticket that day. So it's a little bit of a challenge. But we're hoping that we get back to normal next ski season.
So when you buy a lift ticket, how long is that for? Is it just for like a certain block of time? Can you like talk about like what does the lift ticket get you?
Sure. Most resorts have different lift ticket packages. Sometimes they're daytime from like 9 to 5. They have weekend packages that start Friday at like 4 o'clock and go all the way to Sunday at 9 o'clock. If you have night skiing, they may have a night ski lift ticket, which is usually discounted less than a daytime ticket. So right now at Boyce Park, I believe they have 3 different skiing sessions. I think you start at 10 and you go to 1 and then 1 to 4 and 4 to 9 or something like that. So there's 4 different sessions that you can register for to ski. Hidden Valley and Seven Springs are a little bit larger. They're within an hour of Pittsburgh. And normally it's a daytime lift ticket price and a nighttime lift ticket price. And if you go up and stay for the weekend, they have a discounted weekend price.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. I guess and if someone wants to go during the week, do they have like weekday discounts if you would stay like 2 days during the week?
Yeah, sure. Normally weekdays are less expensive than weekends. If you ski Monday through Thursday, it's usually a lower price. I think Boyce Park, the tickets are pretty low and they pretty much the same any given day. But that's something you can check out at the websites for the resorts where you're going, what the lift ticket prices are, how they vary. There are discounts for youth, and that gets defined differently from ski resort to ski resort. It could be 17 and under, or it could be 12 and under is considered to be youth. And those tickets could be discounted. And then seniors tend to get lift ticket discounts as well. But the age for a senior tends to vary from resort to resort. So it's really good to check out the resort website and get the latest information. If there has been a lack of snow, lift tickets could be discounted. In March, they call it spring skiing, when conditions are not ideal. A lot of times they mark the tickets down just to get people to come back up and ski.
Oh, okay. I guess when you said Boyce was pretty cheap, what's pretty cheap in ski world prices?
Well, normally a lift ticket at Boyce is around $22 or $24. But right now their lift ticket is, I think, $33 and includes your rental. Oh. You don't have the option to pick or choose to rent or not rent. But in a youth lift ticket is even less. But lift ticket prices range from Boyce, which is really low, to some of the premium resorts, which are around $200.
Oh, for like just a 1 day?
For a 1 day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but multi-days tend to be discounted. Sometimes if you're staying at a resort property, they may offer a lift ticket discount. So it's always good to try to find a discount for lift tickets.
Okay, cool. And I guess, and what do you guys, or what does this club do? You said you do other activities. So when it's not snowing and you are still wanting to stay in ski shape, what does that look like for Still on Ice?
Well, we have members who hike around Highland Park. We have members who bike. So we keep trying to come up with different ideas to get people out and about and active. And, you know, as long as a couple of people are interested, we'll try something new.
Okay, that's awesome. Anything else, I mean, you would like to share with everyone that's watching this?
Well, the
Still on ice?
NBS Summit is virtual this year.
Oh,
It was going to be in Aspen, Snowmass resorts, but with COVID and all the restrictions, they've decided to go virtual. So if you go to nbs.org, you can find out information about the virtual summit. That is February 26th through the 28th. And of course, if you're in Pittsburgh area, please look us up. We would love to get new people out and about skiing. And as it starts to warm up, we'll come up with some springtime activities. I believe we're going to head to Top Golf if that is open and it's safe. But we'll be bowling and biking, and we haven't done much hiking. We might have to join you and go hiking, but we're always looking for something different to do. Jazz in the park, just a variety of things.
okay, awesome. Well, on behalf of the Black Foxes, I want to thank you for taking the time and energy to chat with us today, or to have a conversation. And we look forward to watching you make more history here in Pittsburgh and beyond. Um, I guess outside of what's listed on your handle there, is that the best way folks can reach out to Still on Ice?
Sure. If you go to our website, stillonice.com, there is a contact tab. You'll find an email address there, a phone number there for our hotline. Reach out. We'd love to hear from you.
Awesome. Well, that's all for today's episode of Black Present History in the Making. Thank you for watching, and find out more about the Black Foxes at theblackfoxes.com. And I appreciate you so much, Teresa.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.